Hello and welcome back to Trails in the Sky, the Legend of Heroes. We had just finished escorting the reporter and friends back from the tower, and we were transported back to the village where we decided to talk to everyone we could get our hands on. Just since there was no doubt going to be a important story event that was just about to happen. And since that's the case, we have one more store to go into to talk to people, and then we'll go into the guild and report our success. The mayor came by to ask about some septum engraving a bit ago. Although the Esmeralda hasn't arrived, I hear it's quite the magnificent crystal. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. I've heard that the ornaments were based on ancient tools. It's not the people of today who are amazing, it's the people of old. Somehow it's a bit mortifying. Yeah, I'd happen to agree with that. After all, those people aren't around anymore, and those tools were hella good. According to the story, you know? So why are they not here anymore? Oh, it's a good job we checked for this. There's a new monster. Elise Highway Monster. A monster known as a Rhinocider has been spotted roving the Elise Highway. Let's quickly deal with that before we move on, which is directly south. Shouldn't take long, maybe 5 minutes at most. Probably be able to RKO it in like 2 hits. Exterminate. Exterminate! Oh, yeah, definitely gotta get his ass handed to it. Or not, that's a concerningly sturdy monster. Well, at least it's blind now. Shadow Spirit. There we go.
That's that.
I was thinking of starting a few other series to have running alongside this one. Don't want to overwork myself, but I also want a bit more variety on my channel, because I know some people prefer first-person shooters, other people like Souls-likes. Now, personally, I've never played a Souls-like, so I'm probably gonna be dog shit at it, but it'd be fine, right? Oh, I got a lucky fang. I wonder if that's an accessory. No, it doesn't appear to be. What is it? Lucky fang. Ah. Food item, apparently. Slightly concerning food item. Speaking of which, I should probably make some curatives. I need some meatballs. I've got my kitten on my leaning against my arm as I'm playing, and oh my god, she's so cute. Looks like 1 o'clock in the morning is a good time to record because she's out like a light bulb. Okay, now let's sort out the Bracer Guild. Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Shara, what are you doing here? This is a rare occasion. You're usually out and about. I just finished the jobs I took over for your father, and I was reporting to the guild. So you finished your load too, huh? Somehow or another, I guess. I heard from Ina that you guys aren't doing too bad yourselves. I guess everything I went through to train the two of you amounted to something. We're grateful too. Well, I guess we're reporting as well then. Go ahead. Let's hear what you've got. I'm not very good at making unique voices, honestly. Definitely did not go to any vocal training or anything like that. So some of the voices may become repetitive, and they'll definitely change from episode to episode, as you know. We reported in about the escorting of the reporters. Received payment for the Borough Media. Some BP, some money. Current ranker is Junior Bracer 8th class. Good work, you two. How about you, Shazad? Don't you think they've done a fine job? For a bunch of newbies, you did an average job, but you shouldn't be satisfied with that level of work. Especially you, Estelle. You're always the first to get on your high horse of yours. Okay, I get it already. Either way, great work, all of you. I'm surprised that we were able to fill the work gap left by Cassius so quickly. I wonder if we'll be able to relax for a bit now. Oh, that's a flag right there. I don't know. I can imagine that the downtime might be a bit of a drag. Once again, another flag. Well, that won't be a problem since there are plenty of other small jobs like patrolling roads and exterminating monsters. It's been a while since I've been able to take a break. Once again, another flag. They're really stacking these flags, aren't they? Alright, it's time for my reward. I'm going to drink until I can't drink anymore tonight. Estelle, Joshua, you two join me as well. We have to watch you get plastered and make a fool of yourself. Oh, so what you're saying is that you're turning down my invitation? You've got a lot of nerve to do something like that to your mentor. What am I supposed to say? Your drinking habits are intolerable. You cause a ruckus, dance like a maniac, and try to strip in public. Agreed, it is pretty embarrassing. Shahrazad, just where do you think you're going to take these underage kids? Oh, come on, the alcohol is what makes things interesting. But if you're so against coming along with me, then I don't need you, Estelle. Really? Yep. Instead, I'll just have Joshua make up for your absence. Why me? Shara? Now hold on a minute. Joshua, you look like you'll make a fine companion. Whether we're talking booze or something else behind closed doors. I'll help break you in. Break me in. Alright, you big pervert. Joshua, why are you drooling like that? It's not what you think. We've got a major problem. Huh? Me, Klaus? Estelle, Joshua, and Sherazad. I'm glad to see you. Saved by the bell. What's wrong, sir? And why are you in such a hurry? This is terrible. My home is a disaster. It's gone. What? Alright, calm down, Mary Klaus. Take a deep breath and let it out. Apparently, it seems as though my home was robbed whilst I was out. What? That's not being calm at all, Estelle. I had something to speak with Father Divine about. So I was over at the chapel, and when I came home, it was rather odd for no one to greet me at the door. So I looked around, and the rooms were in a state of great disarray. Wait, what about your wife and Lita? Oh, don't worry. They're both fine. I found them locked up in the attic room. Oh, that's a relief to hear. It's lucky that no harm came to anyone. It won't get us anywhere just sitting around here. So could you take us to the crime scene, Mayor Klaus? Absolutely. I appreciate your cooperation. Wait for me. I'm going too. Good idea. We may be able to be of some help. Well, if you insist. Ina, we'll be at the mayor's place investigating the incident. If you have anything come up, just toss it on Ridge's shoulders. I'm sure he's just relaxing at the bar anyway. How did she know? Yes, I'll do that. And everyone, be careful. I didn't get to report. Wow, this place is an absolute mess. Indeed, the crooks really tore up through here. Look, the safe! The septum, which was supposed to be given to Her Majesty the Queen, has been stolen. I'm really sorry, especially having you go through all the trouble to bring it here. It's not you who should be apologizing, it's the crooks who are in the wrong. By the way, how are the other rooms in the house? The other rooms, for the most part, appear to have been left untouched. They're about as messy as the attic room, which my life and Lita were locked up in. Estelle, Joshua, there's something I want you to do. Which is? I'll speak with the mayor about the incident. I want you two to check out the inside of the house. You mean like an on-site investigation, right? Are you sure we're up to the task? Since we're all here, split up would be the best way to cover the most ground, no? Alright. We'll see what we can do. Proceed carefully and deliberately. Alright, Mayor Klaus, how about we talk in the parlor? Sure. Now, where to begin? An on-site investigation, huh? I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach. Tell you what, I'm getting butterflies in my stomach about. The mission. It had a short timeline. How about we start from this room? And let's not forget to ask for witness statements from the other residents. Sounds like a plan. Okay, it appears that the highway monster issue is still open. Oh crap, I got hiccups. The gift that we delivered to the mayor for the queen is... Those crooks are not gonna get away with this. It doesn't look like they jimmied the door either. They must have decrypted the combination and opened the door. Could they really crack the combination? It's not impossible, but I imagine that it'd be difficult for anyone besides a skilled pro. My best guess is that they figured out the combination using a much simpler means. What do you mean by a simpler means? Well, let's see. They could have, for example, dusted the buttons with a special powder. A powder like that would have the absorptive properties, and due to its fineness, it would have been invisible to the naked eye. However, if a blue light were placed over it, it would glow. Alright, and now let's imagine for a minute that the mayor entered the combination with the powder present. The powder and buttons would stick to his fingers and come off. This would be one way to know which buttons were pressed. Now, wait a minute. Wouldn't they still not know the order in which the buttons were pressed? That's not exactly the case. As the powder collected on the fingers increased, the amount taken from buttons would decrease due to the having more stuff in between the finger and the powder, absorbing the moisture, and therefore it would actually just not stick. In other words, the crooks could press the buttons in order starting from the least luminescent to the most luminescent. It might be a little more difficult if there were more duplicate numbers, but the crooks should be able to make a pretty good guess as to what they are. That makes sense. Joshua, are you a genius or something? No, that's just basic knowledge. Anyway, let's check out the buttons. Aha! Just as I thought, powder was used. Now there's no doubt in my mind that this safe was opened using the same method I just explained. Alright! Now the big question is, who dusted the buttons with that powder? We know it would have to be someone who visited the residence. Right. Now figuring out who that is, that's going to be the tricky part. The only person that I'm aware of that visited that residence is the schoolgirl. Now isn't that interesting? This pot's been tipped over, but there's nothing inside. It looks like it only tipped over after being hit by something with force. It's just like the mayor to have a ton of difficult books like this. It looks like he's got some valuable antique books here as well. The criminals either had no idea about the value of the books, or they weren't the target of the thieves. This is just a clutter box, right? It's empty as well. The box is locked. It looks like it was burnt off. The criminals may have used an oval gun. Oh, more books. This place is all torn apart. Lita would probably faint if she saw all this. It looks like all the books on the shelf have been scattered about the room. It seems kind of senseless to have done all this. Yeah, clearly what they wanted was either not here, or they're trying to distract from it. Look, there's some marks on this railing. You're right, and they're fresh too. It looks like something metal dug into the wood. Grapple hook. I may have spoiled it in the last episode. Sorry about that. It's not really something you can help when you played this part of the game before. Are you alright, Mom? Yes, I'm fine. The intruders weren't violent towards us. Is there anything you noticed in particular about the intruders? They were wearing masks, so I wouldn't be able to tell you about any specific features. That reminds me, I'm certain the front door was locked. I locked the door just to be safe since my husband had gone to the chapel, and there was just the two of us here. I wonder how in the world they got in. It looks like the intruders took off with a bunch of preserved food too. I wonder if they're hungry. They wouldn't break into the mayor's house just because they wanted some beef jerky. I had such a scare. I was cleaning up the attic when suddenly a bunch of masked men came barging in. Masked men, huh? That means this wasn't a one-man job. How many people in the group? I'd say it's probably 3 or 4. Oh, that reminds me, one of them was really short. It might have even been a girl. When I think about the fact that I'm going to have to clean up that study, my head starts to spin. When I get my hands on those criminals, I'm going to give them a beating that they'll never forget. That's the spirit. Now that seems out of place. Oh, what's this? A Severus leaf. Don't you think it's a bit strange for a leaf to be in a place like this? On top of that, it's not a type of leaf that grows around here. Very sharp as stuff. This is the place where the residents were locked up. It was probably dropped by one of the criminals as they were locking everyone up. So this is a key piece of material evidence, right? Yep, it will tell them where they came from initially, or where they're hiding out specifically. Are you already done investigating? It seems a little too quick to me. How about looking around a little more carefully? I'm sure there's something you missed. This is what things looked like when I came home. I didn't get a glimpse of the criminals either. They said the door was locked at the same time of the burglary, right? It doesn't look like the lock's been broken either. Which means they got in the other way. Another way. Okay, now I should be able to talk. I heard the mayor run me through the details. How about the two of you? Did you find anything? Yep, we found lots of new evidence. Alright then, let's check the details one by one and see what we've come up with. First off, what were the criminals after? The septium in the safe. How many of them were there? There was a group of 3 or 4. Where did they get into the house from? The terrace on the 2nd floor. Point blank, what is the portrait of those thought to have committed the crime? A traveller who visited recently. Wow, you did a good job investigating. It looks like we'll be able to specify who the criminals are with this information. Mayor Klaus, over the past 2 or 3 days, have you had any new faces in your study? Well, when you put it that way, I guess there's been a number of people. That reporter from the magazine company was one. Oh, so those 2 came to visit you too, huh? Oh, no, that's probably a bit too quick when I said that. But at the same time of the crime, they were with us at the Esmer's Tower. I think we can cross them off the list of suspects. I see. So, my Klaus, were there any others? Other than that, there was only Georgette. But let's not kid ourselves here. I think it would be a bit of a stretch for her to be our thief. After all, she's a student at the Royal Academy. Criminals aren't always dressed so they can be easily spotted. As for the school uniform, if someone put their mind to it, they could easily create a replica. But I'm telling you, she was a really nice girl. She was modest and courteous. Right, Joshua? I'm sorry to say this, but I completely disagree. Huh? During that time, when the mayor put the septium into the safe, that girl's eyes lit up like a hunter eyeing its prey. Of course, since I had no conclusive evidence, I couldn't call her out on it. But at least to me, she didn't look like an ordinary student. Oh, you got to be joking. Unbelievable. At any rate, it looks like we're going to have to ask this girl a few questions. You wouldn't happen to know where she is, would you? If I remember right, she was staying at the hotel, but she said something about taking off from Roland sometime today. Well, It looks like we're going to have to hurry then. Estelle, Joshua, let's try the hotel first. Right. Understood. I can't believe something like this happened whilst I was away. I've also personally asked that the guild conduct the investigation. I apologize for the short notice, but your assistance in this matter would be highly appreciated. Okay. Now, before we go into the hotel, I'm going to make sure to clear those quests. Lost Kitten. Plus 2 BP, 500 payment. Highway Monster, 1000 and 4 BP. Rank advancement to Junior 7th Class, Eagle Eye Quartz. Good work. It seems like you've completed your objective without any trouble. If you finish any other jobs, please come back and report again. How's the investigation coming along? Ridge is managing to take care of everything else. You guys keep your focus on the investigation. Oh, Shara. So, are all three of you working together? That's right. The extra work I'm leaving behind might be a bit of a strain, but I'm counting on you. Absolutely. I'll do my best. I'll take care of all the little jobs, so you can just focus on the job at hand. Oh, actually, is there new jobs? No new jobs, okay. Any new interactions? Oh, Estelle, Joshua, and there's that Shazad I see with you too. Yeah, our work overlapped a bit. I see. I had a new whip scheduled to come in, but unfortunately it won't get here till much later. Come to think of it, Shara, you used a sword for training, so why do you take a whip for the job? Well, if you must know, it was an accessible weapon for me at a young age, so I'm familiar with it. A whip? Do I even want to know? Hehehe, she's a sadist. Make sure to check your equipment before you head out on any job, although I think it's needed for me to tell that to a bracer. Anything? Nope. Okay. Oh my! Are you with them today too, Sheriff? Yes, that's right. Turns out that I'm going to be working with the two of them this time? Blah. Tone got a bit high. I'm happy to see that you can work alongside each other like this, but Shara, you shouldn't teach Estelle or Joshua any bad things, okay? Well now, that's awfully rude. You don't need to make me out to be some sort of evil woman like that. Well, you're usually a good girl, but you've got some bad habits, if you know what I mean. Understand, if you dare teach them anything bad, I'll just cry. Alright, I get what you're saying. And you two, don't try and copy any of Cher's bad habits either, okay? That was an adorable character. Hi there, what brings all three of you together like this? We have a job that needs taking care of. Working hard, aren't you? Oh, that reminds me. The accessory you ordered came in, Charizard. It had to come all the way from the Republic, so it took some time to get it in stock. Oh, really? I certainly appreciate you going through the trouble for me. Right now, I'm in the middle of something, though, so I'll have to stop by again later to pick it up. Sure thing. I'll be here when you get done with whatever it is you got on your plate. When the three of you are finished with your job, come back and have a look at my wares. Oh my, you're with us over here. Are you a foreigner? Are you talking to me? Yeah, sure, I guess I'm something like that. You're definitely of suitable age. But for a bride, you're a bit too exotic. Huh? A bride? I definitely can't imagine Cheryl being anyone's bride. Yeah, they'd have to be able to keep up with the drinking at the very least. Yeah, and let's face it, who can do that? Hey, you two, what are you whispering about? Finding a bride is hard work. That poor guy. The mayor came by to ask about some septum engraving earlier, but a key piece of Esmeralda hasn't arrived. I wonder if something happened. I accepted the job from the mayor, but he hasn't shown up even though he promised to come by. It's not like him, since he's always been a stickler about punctuality. I wonder if I can unlock Charizard slots. I can. But I can't open all of them. Apparently I don't have enough. Still better than nothing. Speaking of which, augments. Eagle Eye. Can see enemies from a distance. That'd be a good one for one of them to have. Not really an Estelle one though. I think I'll probably put that on Joshua. Chaos Brand. Muddles. Okay, so it's a wide area confused. Okay, that's pretty much the best I can do right now with that. Okay, you can have the information quartz. That's the best I can do with those. Oh, looks like it's about time to end the episode. So, I'm going to leave you now. I hope you have a good day, and see you next time.